Hey, welcome to Greatest Golfer Special Edition. Todd Franco talking to you. Thrilled to have the Valley's rare, newest, latest state golf champ, Rocco Turner, Cardinal Mooney High School. Pal, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Not too bad. Congratulations for an awesome feat. What's it feel like to have that title?
It's super amazing. You know, the goal is always to win state, and then you get there and you realize, yeah, you got a shot, and then actually get it done. It's amazing.
You found yourself there Friday and Saturday, posted a 74 on Friday and posted a 71 on Saturday to win the title by 4 shots. We did some quick homework. The hierarchy of champions goes you back to Jared Wilson of Columbiana 5 years ago, then back to this dude named Jason Kokrak. I'm not sure if you know that name at all. And then the folks say it's been since the 70s that any player from the Valleys won a state championship in golf. When you hear all that, what do you think?
I mean, it just makes it even more special and important to me, really, to be, and especially to be in the list when there's guys like Kokrak in it. It's just to have your name next to him and to see what he's doing on tour and everything. It's great.
Congratulations, pal. So you fired a 74 to get started. You won by 4 shots with a 71 on day two. Talk about that feeling coming down the final holes.
Well, I mean, they did the live leaderboards, but I told myself before even day one, I wasn't going to look at it because I knew I shouldn't let anything affect my game. So it was just, I mean, I knew after that I was up by a couple, and then I had a couple people tell me like I was 3 up with, and the kid that was the only kid really behind me that had a chance was, he only had 3 holes left, so he needed to go 3 under through three. And then people were just trying to update the app, see what he was doing. And then it finally updated that he made 2 pars and that he was on the last hole down three. And that's when it kind of set in, like, yeah, he's not going to make a hole in one on a par four. Like, I think I got it. So, I mean, I got a little excited. A couple of teammates were getting excited. Grandpa and everyone got excited. Really, the only person that didn't get too excited was my mom, because she was too nervous. She didn't let anyone really celebrate or get excited until the trophy was handed out. I mean, all of our phones were blown up even before I got the trophy, and she wasn't looking at any of it. She was not having it until the trophies were given out and everything was set and final.
I gotta believe the legal mind of Mama Turner. She was just pacing the course, pacing
Yeah.
the scorekeeping table, looking for anything to possibly go aside. So she was the most nervous, the most anxious.
100%. I mean, a couple holes during the second day and the first day, I would just look over, and by chance she was there. And I mean, she always had like I mean, it looked like she was praying every 5 seconds. She was just so nervous. And I just kept thinking to myself, like, I'm not that nervous and I'm the one hitting the shots. I don't know why you are.
Yeah, well, parents have a different perspective, but I also got to give props to you, dude. People talk about, and you hear ESPN talk about, cool as the other side of the pillow. You blow that away. I have never seen you get too mad, but I've also never seen you get too excited. You just kind of just go and go. And I think Hurricane Ian could come through here in the middle of your golf round. And I think you're just gonna, well, let me get my 9 iron out. Let me punch under the trees. You just have such a cool demeanor when you're out there. Is that pretty much how you've always been when you approach sports?
Well, golf when I was a little bit younger, uh, I was not like that. I used to get really upset with myself, really mad. And then it kind of just over time, I started realizing like I'm giving away strokes. I'm costing myself tournaments just because I'm getting mad at myself. And it was just kind of like a mindset to change. Like, you can't play golf at a high level when you're beating yourself before you're shooting any scores.
When the season started, how realistic of a chance did you give yourself to achieve this? Clearly, it was a goal, but where were you last year in this, and where were you thinking the start of the year that I kind of want to give this a shot?
Yeah, well, my freshman and sophomore year, I was only a couple of strokes off making it. And I mean, I knew if I could make it in, I had as good a shot as anyone else. So at the beginning of the year, I mean, I gave myself a very realistic chance that I could get it done.
You won the state championship individual title, but you were also there with the whole Cardinal Mooney team. Talk about that experience.
It made everything better. I mean, staying in the hotel, the drive down, the team dinners after the practice round after day one. It was, and especially with my little brother on the team, I mean, it made the moment more special to me to be able to share it with other people and especially with the team.
Getting a state title for Mooney, it's been a tough couple weeks for the Mooney community. Talk about how you guys persevered through what's gone on at Mooney and how that might have represented you guys down there during the play.
We definitely had something to play for, and when we made it out of districts, there was a couple we were crying and stuff, and it was just really special. And made a couple phone calls, and it was amazing. We put these ribbons on our hats with the initials, and I think every shot we hit
The initials for Mark.
yeah, it says MP, and there used to be a football on it. Um, and we all wore those as a team. And I like I said, I mean, I think every shot we hit was for that family and for what happened. And we were definitely playing with heavy hearts.
Great of you guys as young athletes to keep that bigger picture in mind, especially with a tight family that Mooney is. When you've got the win and Mama Turner allowed you to breathe and celebrate and smile, talk about the first comments, the first feelings that were going through once it was official and you actually have a trophy in your hand.
I mean, it was great. I kept looking at the trophy and I was like, I did it. We finally got it. First time at state, and we got the job done. And then, I mean, I went right over to my grandpa and gave him a big hug because that's really who got me into golf when I was young. And he's always been the one like, let's go to the range, let's practice. And I've always wanted, like, if I had something wrong with my swing, no one knows my swing better than him. And there's nothing better than going out and playing golf with him and practicing.
What's been the reaction from the Mooney community, from your buddies? How much ribbon? How much pats on the back? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I mean, even before I got the trophy, there was an overwhelming support. My phone was blowing up from all kind of people, Mooney and others. And I mean, last night we got in late, but then when I went to play basketball, there was a couple of jokes and smirks like, "Oh yeah, state champ, you're big guy. Like, remember us?" Like, and it was just kind of cool to get some recognition for all the work.
I'm going to give you 1 hour to play golf with Jordan Spieth or hoops with LeBron. What do you?
Definitely going with Jordan Spieth.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Because you're lighting it up as a hoops player for Mooney as well, but golf is definitely your top sport.
Yeah, I love golf more than anything.
How to having your brother out there feel for you and watching his scores, watching his play, and being on the same championship team opportunity, at least being.
Yeah, I mean, I think through 6 holes he was tied for the lead with me through 6 of the 36 holes we had to play. I mean, I told him before we went in, like, you're just as good. You have just as much of a chance to throw up a number as anyone else here. And I said, you're only a freshman. When I was a freshman, I would have been at home. I would have been laying around doing nothing. I didn't even make it. And I didn't make it sophomore year either. So, like, enjoy it. Like, you're here when I wouldn't have been here either. So at the end of the day, even if you don't play good, it's great experience and it'll make you better. And then hopefully we'll get there next year and you can get another shot at it.
That's just crazy to have brothers on in a state pursuit and one of the brothers wins. And dude, I just can't believe that you have another year left. This is going to be fun to watch. Talk about Coach Bellino. How is she doing?
She cried a little bit. She won't tell you that she cried, but she did. I saw her. She gave me a hug. But I mean, she's been great. She stepped in, and I mean, after the first practice, it felt like she was our coach forever. I mean, it didn't feel different at all. She stepped in. She she was amazing. We had great practices, great meetings, great dinners. Matches were wonderful, and I mean, she made each of us feel really special, and she brought the team together and got us. And she made a promise to me before the year. She said, "I will get you to state one way or another." She made the promise, and she did not disappoint.
That's awesome. Yeah, she is one of the most passionate folks I've been able to meet out in high school golf. So it's just amazing for her to get that chance as as well. What was your summer prep? I know you went on strike this summer as far as greatest. I only saw you at one event, but I know you were out there playing others and playing a lot of tippy.
I mean, I talked to a couple kids that play at a higher level. I talked to coaches and all that, and what they really stressed was we don't really look at how many tournaments you play. We look at what tournaments you play and how you play them. So I kind of took that as this summer we're going to do a lot of practicing, a lot of hours spent on the range, the chipping range, the putting green. And I really tried to narrow down my tournaments and play really good tournaments. So I did mostly practicing. I did, lifting and just working on my body to have the best body for golf, and traveled a little bit, played in Florida and, a couple college courses, and really tried to tone in and like get dialed in for my game before I tried to put any scores up in tournaments.
What do you think was the best development in your game from last season to this season?
I think my irons and, my approach up to the mid game. I'm pretty good at getting off the tee, but it was, when you're looking at birdie putts or missing the green, 40-foot birdie putts, realistically, you're not going to make a lot of those. And I kind of realized that I'm putting for birdie a lot, but I'm not making a lot because I don't have great chances. So then when you do make a couple bogeys or you make a big number, you're not making any birdies to get that back. So you end up shooting a couple over, and yeah, it's a decent round, but it's not where I wanted to be.
You play at a really competitive course over at Tippy. What's the competitive nature of Tippy like for your game?
I love Tippy because I mean it's a difficult golf course that requires a lot of good shots, and it's right in the backyard. So it's great, and there's kids and golfers there that you go out and play them, and it's not just like another day that you're playing against your mom and dad where it's just playing golf. You get a little competitive and you play for something, and I think it's just great to work on competitive because hitting good shots under pressure is way harder than just hitting a good shot.
Yeah. And I don't want to put you on the spot, but we can tell the folks who are watching this that all the advice I've given you over the years probably came a lot into play as well.
Oh, 100%. I mean, yeah. I mean, in my speech, if I gave one, you'd be right up there.
That is just the way I would expect you to do that, Rocco. That's a great upbringing. I think since the first time I put a club in your hands at age 4, I just knew you would represent. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you always knew, from the beginning.
Yeah. I stayed there all the time. And even when you won your one greatest event this year and you said you weren't going to play in the finals, I said, that's a great decision. I totally support you on that.
Yeah. You were all supportive for it. You said, yeah, I don't, if you don't come play, it's okay. You were just like that.
This guy doesn't flinch for Rocco Turner.
Yeah.
So one on that note though, so you win the state title. Dante won greatest U14 title, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to be okay in the house having only the second most important title of the golf season?
I was thinking about that, and I take partial credit for his win too, because at the end of the day, I was his caddy. So I mean, I'm at least getting 10% cut out of that, so I'm okay.
Is that a 10% cut in Cheerios and gummy bears? What's the
like chores around the house? Yeah.
I like that. I like the way you work that. That's pretty good thinking.
Yeah.
And actually, his match was tough too, right? He went to overtime for that win, right?
Yeah, he did go into a playoff, and making the turn, he had a shaky round going. He was playing good, but I told him, like, let's really focus. Let's get in the zone here.
So if I heard you properly just there, you were taking credit for the comeback, but not necessarily taking blame for the shakiness. Is that what you're? Is that what you just?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the shakiness was on him. You know, the
Okay.
comeback was because of me. Yeah,
You're gonna go far. You have a bright future with that.
yeah.
So golf is technically over. Hoops picks up. What are you hoping to carry into the hoop season?
I think just the same competitive drive and just keep winning. I mean, we won a lot of games last year. I think we were 1 game away from state. So, I mean, this year, I don't see why we can't go to state and have the same goal. I think we have the same goal, the coaches and the players, as I did for golf, and that's to get a state championship. But we know it starts with the first practice and then the next practice and then the game. We take it one day at a time, just trying to get better and better and build chemistry and win.
Cool for that. Are you going to allow yourself a break from golf, or the club's going to stay in your hands often over the winter?
The clubs will stay in my hands, but I mean, I'm going to hoops tomorrow with the team. So,
Well, pal, just keep it going. Pleasure to watch that happen yesterday. Thrilled for you. It's been fun watching you all these years, and so excited to see what's going to happen next.
thank you.
And give props to the whole Turner clan as well.
Yeah, especially mom, or else she'll get mad.
Yeah, I hope mom's breathing a little easier now.
I, so maybe, hopefully she is. She's still a little tense, but she'll ease up.
Well, congratulations, pal. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. See you.